Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. Today we're going to be playing mostly mono blue Proliferate Storm. Uh, the only storm card here that we're actually playing is Weather the Storm, which was gain 3 life with Storm. But essentially we're going to be sort of storming off by playing a ton of spells at once and killing our opponent with Infect. So this prologue to Phyresis says each opponent gets a poison counter, draw a card. Infectious Inquiry says you draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. Each opponent gets a poison counter. So what that does is, once we have a poison counter on our opponent, we start spamming our proliferate spells. We have 4 different spells here that with proliferate. One is Experimental Augury, which is anticipate basically with proliferate. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them in your hand, and the rest of them bottom of your library in any order. Contentious Plan, draw a card, proliferate. Steady Progress, draw a card, proliferate. And then the good one, this Vivisurgeon's Insight, which is draw 3 cards, proliferate. You'd think that 3 blue is a lot of mana, so it's hard to cast. But the reason this is easy to cast is because we have all these depletion lands. We have 4 each of the blue and black one, blue and black, and then 3 of the green one because we're splashing Weather the Storm. We have just 4 islands here for our mana base. But when you proliferate on these, that means you have a huge mana advantage. So like if you're playing Tron, anytime you have a mine or a power plant and it taps for 2, that's a ton of mana. You have a mana advantage. And now we actually are going to be having almost as much mana as Tron in the early games because we have our 2 mana tapping lands. We just don't have any towers. And then we also have Everflowing Chalice and Pentad Prism to proliferate onto. Everflowing Chalice was not in the last video, but it says multi-kicker with 2, enters the battlefield with a charge counter on it for each time it was kicked, add mana for each charge counter on Everflowing Chalice. So we're going to put it in usually on 2 for 1, and then as every time we cast Proliferate, this just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So sometimes you can tap for 6 or 7, and then it's easily casting this Vivisurgeon's Insight. Pentad Prism is sweet because with 2 of them in play, you can actually cast any of these spells for free because you remove 2 counters, you cast it, you get 2 counters back, and that means that costs 0 mana, really. It was mana neutral. And then we have 4 Lotus Petal for a little bit of acceleration. And here's the cards that I'm not really sure about, as well as like one of the land I'm not really sure about. But I know that we want more compulsive researches because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 spells. So 16 cards that simply cantrip blindly. So we're going to be flooding out. We want to have the compulsive research. We definitely want the 4 Weather the Storms main because if possible, we'd like to gain a bunch of life against burn. And then these 3 snaps here. I'm not really sure if that's the right play, but they do tempo and give us some mana back, and we can potentially slow down our opponents that way. So that's pretty much the deck and how it works. In the sideboard here, we have 1 more snap for creature decks, 3 Bring the Ending for control decks, 4 Hydroblast to bring in against red decks or like red X control decks, 4 Virulent Wound. This is really good against fairies, and 3 Nile Spellbombs here to try to beat Blue-Black Terror. So that is the deck. I've been having fun with it. I'm not really sure if it's going to be meta breaking or anything, but it seems like it's a lot more powerful than the previous version just because of the extreme proliferation plan. We have to be very specific in the early turns and figure out with our mulligans what we're going to keep and what we're not going to keep and how we're going to set it up. If you want to support me, just definitely check out the Patreon. I've got sideboard guides for Altertron, Eggstron, Blue-White Familiars. If this takes off, I'll write a sideboard guide for that. And then don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment, and see maybe what you liked and didn't like about this deck, and we'll see you in the matches. Okay, round 1 versus Ariel. We're on the play. That's where we want to be, but we don't have lands, so we're going to mulligan. We have 1 land, 2 lands, we have 1 Weather the Storm. I think we can put 1 Weather the Storm back. Keep this. And then the plan is to go Hickory Woodlot into Island, and then go Prism Prism. Then we can steady progress potentially to get back our mana. So Woodlot go. That was a little sketchy with my clicks there. Almost got wrecked. Boros? Okay, so we're going to tap, go Pentad Prism, Done. And then another prism. And this way we have 3 mana left, but we're not going to cast anything. We're just going to pass. We're looking for a 2 mana Proliferate spell. And if we can't find it, we will probably have to just lose our woodlot. We're more likely to have more lands coming up, and then we want to have this. We have the double pentad right now, so we have like fast mana here. Proliferate. This steady progress is basically going to cost us 1 counter off of these. But since we only have 3 right now, these would both go to 0, so we can't cast this. We need to keep these in play. Looks like they're going to think about wildfiring. It'd be really nice if they wildfired my Hickory Woodlot, actually. They play a Swift Spear. Okay. Gets in for 1. We find a Lotus Petal, so that's actually quite good. We can Lotus Petal and then cast our Steady Progress and get our land. 1, 2, 3. Done. Now we can infect our opponent. So that's a good plan. Green. Infect. We have a Pentad Prism. Alright, so let's pass. Pass again. So with the Pentad Prism, we can tap Island Prism to play another Prism. And then we can sacrifice the Woodlot to play the Steady Progress. And then the Steady Progresses will cost us 0 mana, which is pretty nice. Kind of looking out for them having Artifact Destruction. And they're just playing Kuldotha Rebirths and Ichor Rings and stuff and slamming in for 3. Not very scary. We actually... Okay, we find a Contentious Plan. So I could cast that first, get all my mana back. Probably a good idea. Cast Contentious Plan. Infect you. 1, 2, 3. That way we don't lose the Woodlot. Find another land. Go land. Tap these for 3. Go Prism. Done. Blue here. Cast the Steady Progress. Infect you. Get counters back. Done. Now we're storming off a little bit. And we didn't get anything here, so let's just cast another Steady Progress. And then I guess Weather the Storm. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to have a weather for 15. Green. We actually can weather for a ton here, so we might as well. Boink. Alright, now we have to chill. Okay, so now our opponent's going to try to attack us. We're at 47, so we have a bunch of time. We just need to draw into some spells that draw more than 1 card, basically. They keep Kuldothaing, so we'll be pretty under the pressure, under the gun, especially if they have like Rally the Peasants and stuff. Right now they're at 4 poison, so we need a lot more action. We completely ran out. They're going to Glinhawk, picking up the land. Alright, they're swinging for a lot. They can't play Rally twice in 1 turn right now. Find an Everflowing Chalice. I don't know if that matters at the moment. Oh, this is... The opponent said that this is Hyacint's list. I guess we just cast it. So now we're just looking for a draw spell. Our opponent's got 1 billion to attack with. They cast Makeshift Munitions. So they're going to hit us for like 12. Lightning Bolt, okay. So obviously the Virulent Wound would be pretty good here. Snap's not that great. Okay, Experimental Augury is very good. Cast that. We're looking for a big draw spell. Find a Prologue, which is not the greatest. But we'll take it. Poison, 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, we have a blind cantrip. Let's cast it. They get poisoned. We found the Insight. Hello. Alright, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Blue. Blue. I guess we didn't have to tap the black land. Doesn't matter though. We should save our blue mana, our black mana if we can though. So you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Alright, now we can just cast this Inquiry. They go to 8. We can snap a creature and play Augury, or we just cast the Augury right now. We find another Insight. Hello. That will kill them, which is fun, but it would be more fun to get the mana back. Done. Alright, so now we can pay 2, snap, get 4 mana, They don't have a bolt up. Snap. You're... Oh no, they can... My bad. So they could respond with a makeshift munitions here, so we cannot actually bolt them or snap their creature. We're just going to cast our draw 3 and kill them. What to do. Putting our counters on our things. Yeah, win game 1. That feels good. We did the thing. All right. So in the sideboard, we've got... So Snap is mediocre. Overall, probably. Weather the Storm we do want. Just bring in some Hydroblast, I guess. We could bring in the Virulent Wounds to infect them faster. That's probably better. Let's just bring in the Wounds. The Hydroblast is basically for just their Swifty, I guess. Alright, we'll bring in the Hydroblast. I'm thinking it through again. My reasoning here is that Hydroblast will stop them from having the Swiftspear in play, and then it can help us dig towards the Weather of the Storm. That seems like it'd be okay. If we had 2 lands here, this would be great. We're going to mulligan. We have Scary and Prism. I'm going to keep this. I think I'm going to put back one of the Steady Progress. Okay, we put back the Steady Progress. We have the Scary, Prism. If we find a second, a non-blue source, we can Prism and then go off. Find an Augury, so let's play the Scary and pass. And we want to not run our Augury into a Hydroblast. Looks like they're going to just cast a Wellspring here. So if we Augury into an island, we'll just Hydra the Swiftspear. Let's see what we draw. We draw a Woodlot. So I think... I think I still have to Augury here. Or I could just Contentious Plan and do a blind draw. It's probably fine. Put some counters back on. Okay, now we can start going off. I think they're probably going to use the Mountain to sacrifice the Wellspring to do a Kuldotha. We can go tap these 2 for 4 mana, Pentad Prism, go back to 4 mana, play the Phyresis, play the Augury. 4 mana. Or we could just waste our Steady Progress to put the Pentad Prism counter back. Okay, so they're doing stuff. They're going off. Attack us for 2. Double Prism. Alright, so Prism. Done. And then if I Prism again, then I can Prism one more time with this Experimental Augury and grab... I think it's going to be the Vivisurgent's Insight, because that card is sweet. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're going to pass. Do I want to just Hydroblast the Swiftspear right now? I'm not sure. They draw a card. They get in for 1,000,000. Okay, I'm going to play the Prologue. Give them a counter. Pass. Woodlot. Let's cast a Steady Progress. Oops. So counter, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking for Weather the Storm. We found Weather the Storm. We're at 8. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Play the Woodlot. Pass. We have 5. We can cast something for 3. I'm going to pass. Next turn we can Insight. Draw 3. This will go to 6. Right now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. So we'll be going to 2. They're going to cast a Lightning Bolt. So if I counter the bolt right now, then I go to 1. Or if I kill this creature, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have to counter the bolt. Okay. Now they have 4. That's going to put me to 1. So what I'm looking for is some 2-mana Proliferate cards so I can go off. And then Weather. So right now we're not looking very good. We're at 1 life. They cast a Glinthawk. Pick up their Wellspring. Okay. We found a Hydroblast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Insight. What's nice is we are floating a green for the Weather Storm. Done. Throw out a Lotus Petal. 1, 2, 3. Cast a Steady Progress. Poison you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Find a land. Land. 3 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So we can go blue, blue, with this. Cast this Insight. You. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. And then we can just... we don't have black mana. We can cast an Everflowing Chalice. And then cast Weather the Storm. And then next turn we can still proliferate onto the Pentad. Or we can just cast Weather the Storm now. Or we can go Hydro, Hydro, Weather. This will give me 15. Right now they have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus this, so it'll be 9 next turn. They're at 5 poison. This will be 18 actually. So we're going to go for the Everflowing Chalice plan. Done. Cast this the multi-kicker. 1. Okay. Green. Weather. Okay, we're at 19. They cast a Wellspring. Plays a land. That's not good. It's not good. I'm going to sack the Wellspring. They bolt me. So this is 7, 8, 9, 10. Go to 6. Fight a Peat Bog. So let's Compulsive Research to start. Pitch the Scary, I guess. I think I have to cast this Prologue here. Looking for a Weather still. Didn't find it. So now we find an Augury and we can cast that. We'll have 2 mana. We find the Weather the Storm. Any order. You. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. So now we can gain 6, 7, 21 life. And then we'll have a dummy chalice that doesn't do anything. And then we're... forgot to play my Peat Bog, I guess. Oh no, because I had to play the blue. Okay, Weather Storm. Go to 21. 25. So now they're at 4 cards in hand. I think next turn we're going to kill the Swift Spear and play the Peat Bog. We have no more Pentad Prisms. All we need is to chain a couple spells. They play a Barbed Batterfist. Creature gets +1, -1. And I guess they... equipped his cost is 1. They Galblast us. Goes to 21. We take 1,000,000 damage, go back to 11. Okay, Infectious Inquiry. So we have to play the Peat Bog and pass. I guess the first thing I do is kill the... I just pass, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me look at this. It creates a 2/2 when it comes into play. Plays a Skyfisher. Okay. Maybe they'll return the Batterfist. They've returned the Wellspring. Play the land. Play the Wellspring. Okay, I'm going to kill the... destroy this Swifty. Okay. And then I guess I'm going to just... at the beginning of combat, blow up this Rebel token. This is 8 damage. Blow up that. Alright, we take 8. We're dead to Bolt now. Or, I guess it was 7. We're still dead to Bolt because it's Infectious Inquiry. Okay, they tap out. Very good for me. 2 and a black. Play the Inquiry. Looking for any spell. We found it. Cast this Insight. And they're dead. Woohoo! Alright. That was pretty wild. A good match 1 to showcase the power of this awesome list. And we'll see in match 2. Round 2 versus Terminus. We're gonna mulligan. This is okay. I think I'm gonna put back 1 Prologue. Or 1 Inquiry. So you turn to a Dead Prism. I think I want the cards. So I'm gonna put back the Prologue. Terminus has usually been on some sort of Boros Bully deck. Looks like they're on green, so maybe Bogles or Walls. Looks like Bogles now. Okay, they're on the Selesnya Initiative deck. Healed. So, because we drew the Chalice, we're going to go turn 2 Chalice into Prologue. Okay, no, Bogles. I don't really have a plan for this. Cast a multi-kicker. Prologue. Found a peat bog, but that's gonna be kind of slow. They go Bogle, Ethereal, Ancestral. Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't have a plan for this deck. We're gonna just cast another Chalice. Okay. Doot. Your turn. Please don't kill us. If you don't kill us, then we can Pentad Prism, Inquiry, Weather, maybe. They cast a Commune with Spirits, looking for a sick enchantment. They find a Forest, play an Ancestral Mask, and destroy us. Alright, I mean, I specifically did not put Fogs in the deck. Let's bring the Endings. Get rid of the Snaps. Can't really do very much else, so we're just gonna submit that. Maybe counter some of their good spells. I'm not super concerned about this Bogles deck. I specifically ignored it. We could play Fogs, though. Okay, keep. Play the Scary. Hold up, bring the Ending. And then we're just going to try to counter their creatures, if we can. They don't have a turn 1 creature. Alright, cool. Peat Bog, go. So next turn we can cast Steady Progress and then leave up, bring the Ending again. Okay, they have Sprawl. 3 mana. Actually, we can cast the Vivisurgeon's Insight. Okay, they may be digging for a creature here, so we might blow them out. Let's attempt to counter their creature. See if they have another one. They don't! Haha! Got them. Okay, so let's go ahead and play Steady Progress. Get back some counters. Yield, and say go. Alright, well, we're going to play the Woodlot. Then go tap, tap, Pentad Prism. We'll go Prism here. Cast Contentious Plan. Get back all our mana. So we found a bunch of draw spells, but that's about it. Could play the Lotus Petal. I think I'm going to save it in case we have Weather the Storm turn. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, so Bring the Ending does nothing at the moment. Yeah, we got him. Counter your creature. Greedy. Alright, so we have to be super fast into a Weather the Storm now. We have to keep a fast hand. It's medium. I'm going to keep anyway. Because Vivisurgeon's Insight's really sick. We can turn 2 Contentious Plan, or turn 1 Contentious... Okay. They have a Commune. Wow, they mulled to 5. Finds a Sprawl. We play the land and pass. Next turn we go Everflowing Chalice into Contentious Plan, get the counter back on the Chalice, and then next turn we can, after that we can play the Insight. Cast with 1. Okay. Contentious Plan. 1, 1. Done. Found a Weather the Storm. Alright, so since we found the Weather the Storm, we want to keep our mana available, I think. Keep that Lotus Petal around. Play Cartouche on their companion, because they know we don't have any way of killing it. So it's as good as a Bogle. We find the Prologue to Phyresis. So I think we have to cast that. Give them some poison. Land. Cast this Steady Progress. Poison you. 1, 2. Done. Find a Pentad Prism. Okay, so Storm is currently 2. I think it's important to play out the Prism now. But then we lose our Storm count. Guess I'm passing. Pass again. Do we die? Abundant Growth. 2 mana, 3 mana. Ancestral, so we take 10. So we definitely have to Weather the Storm's next turn. Okay, Lotus Petal. Cast Pentad Prism. Done. 1, 2. Blue. Cast Insight. Poison you. 1, 2, 3. Done. Now we can cast Contentious Plan. I'm holding the Scary right now. Maybe that's a mistake. I think I can use it later. Well, let's just play it out. Because we want the counters at some point. Poison. 1, 2, 3, 1. Draw some cards. We have a Steady Progress. So we can Lotus Petal. 1, 2, 3. Steady Progress. Cast Weather the Storm. Or we can just cast Weather the Storm. We have 2 Weather the Storms right now. We'll be out of green. We'll be out of our Prism. I think I'm just going to Weather 1 time. Cast Weather the Storm. Gain 18. So another Ancestral would kill us, I guess, but we will yield. They play a Spirited Companion. Now this is 13 damage. A Bogle. And an Ethereal Armor for 21. Okay, so we will attempt to storm off again. 22 damage. 6. Go to 4. Alright, so we can cast 1 Insight. I think I'm going to be able to cast 2 of them. Question is whether I want to use all of my mana. Probably just want to go 3 or 5. Cast the Insight first. Actually, we're not using our black mana right now. So if I use this Steady Progress over here, then I can get mana here and here. So let's Steady Progress first. No. Cast Insight. You 1 1 1 1. Done. All right. We can Progress again. We can Insight again, I mean, to draw 3. Or we can cast Compulsive Research. But Insight gives us another mana, so it ends up costing us 4. I think I'm going to Insight. You 1 1 1 1. Done. Okay, perfect. So we find a Prism. Play out the Prism. Now our 2 mana Proliferate spells cost us 0. We can Experimental Augury. Looking for a 2 mana Proliferate spell. So we find Prologue and Steady Progress. They're at 7 now. I'll take the Prologue. I'll take the Steady Progress. You 1 2 1 1 1. So how can I win here? I think I have to cast a Steady Progress. Draw a card. 8. 1 2 3 4 5. Storm is 5. Right now, we can cast a Steady Progress and maintain 2 counters on 1 Prism. So I think we have to do that. If we find a 2 mana Proliferate spell, we win. Progress. If we don't, we have to cast the Chalice on 0 and then play out a Weather the Storm. 9. 1 2 1 1. Done. We freaking got there. Let's go. Sick. Okay. Heyo. Dead you. Yeah. Busted. 2-0. Okay, next round. Round 3 versus Sire, who has been on walls in the past. We're going to mulligan. Okay, we're going to keep this. And I suppose we're going to put back the island here. Done. Yeah, that's about all I can do. I think I'm going to play out the Scary pass. And the next turn play Woodlot pass, and then go Prism Plan. If they're on walls, I mean, we're going to have to draw into our snaps at the right time. Play out, I guess, the Peat Bog. Pass. Yield again. They have their second creature, Queer and Ranger. So in the sideboard, we have Bring the Endings. Virulent Wound might do something, but probably not. I like Bring the Ending, but it's not that great. Find it an Inquiry here. So we can hit Prism. Done. The question is whether or not I cast the Inquiry here. I'll lose my blue mana but on the next turn, but I think it's okay. I think we want to cast the Inquiry to get them poisoned up. Pass. We could likely just be dead on turn 3, so it's not a very easy matchup for us. Alright. They get to play all their creatures out. So now they have this Leaf Caller, which means that the Overgrown Battlement can kill us. They play this Early Caretaker. Shield Wall Sentinel, grab their creature. Blah, blah, blah. They get the Drift of Phantasms. They untap. So how many walls they have? There's 5 mana. I guess they can't win this turn. Play the Leaf Caller, and then they're going to go ahead and turn it into blue and transmute. What are you going to get? See if they get freed from the reel. They just get another drift. Okay. Play the Querying Ranger. Now they can untap this again. They decide not to. Okie dokie. So we're going to go Contentious Plan. Get a bunch of counters. 1, 2, 3. Done. Find a Hickory Woodlot. I think I'm going to cast this Insight. 1, 2, 3. Find a Contentious Plan. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to the game 2. So the snap is specifically for walls. Weather Storm's not going to do anything for us. Question is, do we want the Virulent Wounds or do we want the Bring the Endings? Bring the Ending is very good at countering once they have poison on them, but I feel that we are not going to be able to get the poison off very fast. The Virulent Wound is very good against their Querying Rangers, so maybe that will tempo them enough. But a lot of times the 1/1s don't matter. The -1/-1 is not going to matter. Bring the Ending might not matter either, but I think overall it's going to be the better card for us. Use our auto yields. We're going to play first. And this is a pretty good hand. Play Peat Bog. Turn to Prism into Prologue. We definitely want to play the Prism as fast as possible. I think I'm going to play the Peat Bog. They play an Elvish Mystic. We have another Prologue. So if I play the Inquiry here, I can just go tap, Prism, and then blue, cast a Prologue. Okay, pass. Pass again. They play a Querying Ranger and a Winding Way. They reveal a bunch of cards that I didn't see. They got a Leafcaller, a Sentinel. We find another Prism. Pretty good. Do I want to sacrifice my land? I think so. Play out the Prism. Play another Prologue. Maybe not. Let's play it anyway. Find a Hickory Woodlot. I'm going to play this Scary. Pass. So next turn we have to play the Woodlot, and then... Yeah, maybe that was a bad idea to use the Prism there. Because now we can't actually use the Insight. If we find a Snap, we can. But that seems unlikely. To get in for 2. Alright. Contentious Plan is very good. We can... 5. So we can Contentious Plan and leave up mana. This goes to 5 mana. Just cast that. 1, 2, 3. Black, let's draw some cards. We find a Steady Progress. So I guess we just play the Scary and pass. And then they kill us this turn. Okay, your turn. They play the Battlement came into play, the Leafcaller came into play. Yeah, so they have 1, 3 mana, 4 mana. What costs 4? A Shield Wall Sentinel? Okay. So I can play the Shield Wall and get an Untapper maybe? Or the Drift? I really want to Snap, actually. Snap would be pretty good. Can't really do anything right now. Okay, our opponent plays an Axebane Guardian. Untaps their creature. 4 mana. Plays a Shield Wall Sentinel. Plays another Querying Ranger. So this means Shield Wall Sentinel can get I don't know, the Drift. They pick up the land and untap the Battlement. 3 mana. Oh, they had Drift of Phantasms in their hand anyway. Okay. Next round. Round 4. On the play. This person does not play walls as far as I am aware. I'm going to keep this one, I think. Not having blue mana here is a problem. That's for sure. We can Peat Bog, Woodlot, play the Inquiry. We can just cast the Prologue. I think we just slow roll it with the Peat Bog into the Woodlot. Or we can turn to Inquiry and then see if we draw a blue land. Your turn, opponent. See what they're up to. Forest. Are they going to be on walls? I specifically did not want to face walls, opponent. Inquiry. Find a Prism. That's actually quite good. play the Woodlot. We have an island. We can go Prism into Prologue. Or we need to get the Vivisurgeon's Insight off. Come on. Well, I guess I can't be too mad. I had a really good first couple hands. Play the Pentad Prism. Infect you 1. We can study progress next turn, so I guess I'm going to yield. Question is whether I want to keep the green around for the Weather Storm or keep the black around for another Infectious Inquiry. I feel like casting Weather the Storm against this opponent is kind of lame, so I will just cast a Steady Progress, go to 4, cast a Compulsive Research. I think it's probably better to play Cast Down rather than the Vivisurgeon's Insight, maybe. Or Virulent Wound in the sideboard. Oh, they're playing Initiative. So now we do want the Weather Storm quite badly. Alright, that changes the game. We're much less weak to Initiative because of Weather Storm. Okay. What do we draw? Augury. Okay, so tap, tap. It's probably better to play the Steady Progress here. So we draw a card. I suppose that they can go off and like attack us for a bajillion in one turn, and then it like won't matter that much for us. If they have the Valakut Invoker and stuff. But Weather the Storm will be good if we can actually chain a little bit here. Basically what I would like to do is draw a card, and then I guess Prologue into Augury, or just Augury looking for a land. Okay, you give a poison, we get some counters back. Find Everflowing Chalice, so that's really good. Play the Chalice. 1. Guess it doesn't matter that much. Chalice is going to allow us to play the Vivisurgeon's Insight coming up. It's going to give us a lot of mana for upcoming turns as well. We can tap it for 1 and 1, play the Experimental Augury, looking for a land. We're just waiting for our opponent. They seem to be pausing a lot and not F6ing. Okay, 1 and a blue. Looking for a land here. We find a Pentad Prism. So that's really almost as good as a land. Maybe better. Take the Prism. And then any order. You 1, 1, 1. And unfortunately we have to pass. Our opponent is now going to smash us for a lot off the initiative. They have 3 cards in hand. They forge up the Hunter to make it a 7/6. So now they cast a Lead the Stampede. And they find no cards. Whoa. They got an island in hand somehow? I don't... Oh, they got the island off the secret entrance. Okay. Attack us for 1,000,000. We go to 8. Next turn they're going to trap us. So it's 5. Contentious Plan is really good here. Let's go 2 mana, Prism. 1, 2. Done. Blue, classic cast Contentious Plan. Poison you. 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Blue. Blue, cast this Insight. Draw 3. Counter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. So we don't have any more. We're out of Proliferation spells. We could just cast the Prologue into Weather the Storm. Cast the Prologue. Put them to 7. Okay, Augury is good. Play this. Cast Augury, put them to 8. Grab a Steady Progress. 1, 2, 3. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we can... I guess we just Steady Progress and then Inquiry them the next turn because we have the mana to do it. So we go blue. We could potentially top deck the 2 mana spells as well. Cast Steady Progress. You. 1, 2, 3. Done. Find a Snap, but that doesn't do it. Alright. Oh, and we can't cast the Steady Progress, but we can cast it with the Snap next turn. Phew. Okay, Weather Storm. Alright, we're at 29. We have so much mana off the Everflowing Chalice. So we'll go Chalice, tap, 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 play the Peat Bog, Chalice. And we're going to snap their Avenging Hunter, then cast the Inquiry, and then they'll be dead. For 5, 6 mana, 7 mana, so they're going to cast a Annoyed Allosaur. Surprised they didn't just attack me. But they get a Winding Way. And the Winding Way is going to get 2/2. Forest, Battlement Hunter, Caretaker. Okay, so we definitely win here. We win a lot of ways. Okay. Bog. Snap this. Untap, untap. We win. Sweet. Okay, initiative walls is a lot easier to beat than combo walls because of the Weather the Storms, like I said. I think I'm just going to cut. So we are going to bring in the snaps for tempoing them. We need the Weather the Storms for sure. Maybe just trim one of these compulsory steady progress. They don't do that much. Compulsive research is probably going to be better than that. Alright, no possible play yield all. Okay, how good is this hand? We can play Peat Bog, Lotus Petal, Prism, Scary, Contentious Plan. And then we just have a lot of lands. But we have a lot going on. We have a lot of mana, so I'm going to keep it, I guess. And then if we... I mean, this is so sketchy. We have 4 lands. And we'd look 1 draw spell. But I kind of want to keep it. Peat Bog, go. Now maybe I should look to build up a big Weather the Storm turn. They get in for 1. Okay, they don't have a creature. Okay. 2 mana for a Winding Way. Bunch of stuff. They been and lead the Stampede. Find an Infectious Inquiry. Okay, so we can... Next turn we'll have 4 mana, still 4 mana, and then we cast the Inquiry off 1, 2, and 1 off here. Then the next turn we Lotus Petal, Contentious Plan. We're just going to slow roll as much as possible. Pass the turn. So now we can draw 3 cards. Okay, that Tinderwall is a little scary, actually. They sacrifice the Tinderwall, 3 mana, Tuk Tuk. Scary as well. Now they can play land, play the Caretaker. Okay. So get it for 1. Alright. Tap, tap. Play the Prism. Done. And then I think we simply cast the Contentious Plan or the Inquiry. If we draw an untapped land, we have a Scary here. We can go... I think I'm just going to play the Scary for more blue sources. Hopefully we don't die this turn. I don't think we will. But if we do... I'm just going to pass. I'm too scared. Next turn we will be doing a lot of things. We can cast every single one of these cards and gain 15. Or 18. No, 15. Because it's 4 or 5. Yeah, 15. They play the Battlement. That has haste. Dark. They untap it. 6 mana. They play an Axebane Guardian. 3 cards in hand. One of them is a land, I think. Or they replayed the land. Yeah, they replayed the land. Play an Avenging Hunter, so they get another land. They're going to attack me for 5. They grab an island. It's interesting that they grabbed an island. Wonder what that's about. I've not seen blue-green initiative walls. I would have expected a plains. So they attack for 7. Puts me to 9. Next turn it'll be 7, 8, 9, 14. Counting is hard. So we will go Petal, Petal. I think I'm going to lead on the blind draws. Cast the Contentious Plan. 1, 2, 3, 4 counters. Find a snap. That doesn't help us that much. Let's go with Contentious Plan again. I guess I'm going to play out the Peat Bog, or the Hickory Woodlot. Contentious Plan again. Counter. Counter on you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looking for a draw 3 now. Experimental Augury. We find Prologue and Contentious Plan. So the Contentious Plan is just strictly better here. Any order. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we will cast the plan. They go to 5 poison. What's happening? Still looking for that draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you have to click everything individually. Find an augury. Wonder if I should snap anything. I don't think so. Cast the augury. Find a compulsive research. Any order. 1. Okay. Now I would definitely want to snap something. Cast a lotus petal. And I guess I'm going to snap whatever costs them the most mana, right? Snap the avenging. No. The Axebane. Untap, untap. Compulsive. Discard a land. This one. Now we can cast the augury. Or just the contentious plan into Weather the Storm. Probably better to do contentious plan weather. An augury can find us something good next turn. 6. This will put us down to 7. Guess we want to use our card selection as late as possible. That's something that somebody was talking about in the Familiars Discord. Okay, done. And green. Cast Weather the Storm. Gain 36. Next turn we can deal at least 2 poison. We have 8, 9 mana. Pass. I think we're going to win. All right. So this deck is really good when Weather the Storm is good. It's not as good when they just combo kill you. They tap for 2. They cast a Winding Way. I'm F6, I think. They find Forest, lead the Stampede, Quirion Ranger, Altasaur. They play the Island. That's a little surprising that they played the Island. I guess they don't care. They know they're dead next turn, so picking up the other forest doesn't matter. Maybe the Island's for a Muldrifter? Okay, they're tapping for a bunch of mana. It's 8 right now, so cast the Annoyed Altasaur. And they reveal a Battlement, so they have more mana. And they have a bunch of power on the table. They could definitely deal me 45 here. They have an Avenging Hunter, so that's going to go into stash, I guess. They should go back this way. I don't know. They want to probably get to the catacombs here. They moved into stash. They still have the Quirion Ranger. They have 1 card in hand now. They swing out for 1,000,000. Hiya. Okay. We get donked. We're going to see a lot of cards here. Hopefully we just find 1 more spell. We do. Perfect. Green. Blue. Cast Steady Progress. You get a poison. You get a counter. You get a poison. You get a poison. Okay, done. Okay. Cast the Inquiry, I guess. Do they have a counter spell? No. Okay, I'm going to try casting the Augury now. Find the Prologue in case something weird happens. You get to 10. Hiya! Woohoo! We got him. Let's see you in the next round. Okay, the true test. Round 5 versus Byko. He's been on mono red almost 100% of the time. We mulligan. We find some pretty good cards. The Steady Progresses I like. I'm going to keep and just get rid of one of these. Done. Play the Scary and pass. F6. Alright, they play the Gabo. I think what I want to do here is lead on the Infectious Inquiry. Try to draw into another depletion. Didn't draw the depletion land, so we're going to pass. Next turn we can play Lotus Petal and then cast the Augury, get the counters back on our Scary. But we're not having enough to be able to use our... We already used 2 green sources, is what I'm trying to say. Find a Weather the Storm. Good thing I use all my green sources. Augury. Get a Chalice. Sketchy. Or a Contentious Plan. We're kind of hosed. I think we're just straight up hosed here. So this is going to give them... We can cast Contentious Plan. Any order. We just need lands. You. This. Done. Did not draw the lands. I think we're just going to die to a Bushwhacker right now. Because it'll be 12 damage. Bushwhacker, Bolt, we're dead. Okay. 2 free. You can't win on turn 3, you just can't win in Pauper. Yeah, too slow. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of the snaps and bring in some weathers, like I did last time. Get rid of 1 steady progress for 1 additional hydroblast. Not bringing in weathers, bringing in hydroblasts. Kind of need to counter their token producers, I guess. Try to be on the play this time. And then we can't keep this. And we know that Baiko plays Raise, so we're in for a world of hurt. I'm going to keep and put back the Lotus Petals. Lotus Petal Island. Maybe Lotus Petal and Scary. Or Peat Bog. I guess Scary. Play Scary and pass. Pass again. They have the turn 1 Swift Spear. Casual, everyday Pauper format. Go. Pass again. Experimental Synthesizer reveals a lightning bolt and they missed a land. We find an ever-flowing Chalice. So we can play Chalice and then cast Compulsive. Or just Compulsive first. Oh, we can play Chalice and cast Compulsive using the Chalice. Doi. Okay. Compulsive ourselves. Land. Get rid of this. Get rid of the Peat Bog. Play the Scary. So we can now cast the Inquiry off of a couple different sources. They cast a Kuldotha Rebirth. Slam in. Looking for a Proliferation spell. Find a Weather the Storm. Ugh. So we cast the Chalice. I think I'm gonna pass. I want a Proliferation spell. Although I guess Proliferation doesn't help me that much because I have this Inquiry in hand. I'm gonna swing in for 5. Okay. So let's cast the Inquiry here. 2, 3. Find steady progress. So let's cast that now. I guess I don't need to cast that. Though that's pretty important to my plan. We can use this land, cast a steady progress, and then we'll have a bunch of mana. But we can't cast the Inquiry anymore. I think we cast a steady progress off this. 1, 1, 1, 1. Another steady progress. Unfortunately, I think I have to just... We're going to get hit for 1, 2, 3, 4. A bolt would be 5, 6, 7, 8. Did we play a land this turn? No. That's tough. It's tough. Right now we're going to gain 12 if I play Lotus Petal into Weather the Storm, so I think that's just going to have to be good enough. The bolt kills us. An untapped land lets us play Weather the Storm after the Inquiry, but if we play the Infectious Inquiry now, we lose. Cast a Weather the Storm. Unfortunate. So if we draw a Pentad Prism, we can cast the Pentad Prism, cast Steady Progress, and then get mana on the Prism, and then win that way. So if we had cast the Inquiry... Okay, Goblin Vast Runner. So we kind of have to go off now. We're at 20, though. We would have had the untapped land. Oh, it's frustrating. Cast the Steady Progress. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast an Augury. Contentious Plan. Or Peat Bog. We're probably dead this next turn. I guess we just have to take the Peat Bog and pray. We can't really accomplish anything else, but, you know, I should have taken the risk maybe to get the untapped land. They find another land again, so this is 6, 7, 8. We're dead immediately to a Bushwhacker. 2 bolts kills us as well. 6. Alright, so now we're dead to everything. Okay. That's crazy that they kept a 1-land Fire Blast hand. Wow. Okay, so in the end, we did really well with a 3-2. Need to just figure out some plans versus the main decks. I think that this deck would be pretty good against Affinity as is. Violent Wound seems not very great, so I think we just have to bring in some sweepers like the Arms of Hadar or the Suffocating Fumes for the red deck. So you just like play sweepers and weathers against the red deck, and then try to chain. Got kind of unlucky, maybe misplayed there in the last round. and then losing the walls is like obvious that that's going to happen. Hope you enjoyed. I had fun. We'll see you in the next video.